here. Alicia, we'll make it quick. I know you got a ton of work going on, but we're here to talk about Nike Vapor Pro goalie gloves. Evan's got a pair of them right there. I know you use them.
The Heat.
The Heat, huh? The Heat. All right.
Heat.
I love it. Well, cool. I figured what we could do is Evan could kind of talk a little about the features, show some of the features, and then Mira, you could kind of share your experience using them, taking shots from the best ladies in the game, saving shots from the best ladies in the game. So yeah, Evan, what do we when we talk about these goalie gloves? What do we got?
Yeah, so these are new in 2021. So they came out last year. These are the Nike Vapor Pro Lacrosse gloves. In terms of gloves, what we want to look for is comfort, protection, size, durability, style and look, and then price. So the first piece, we want to look at comfort. So these have a really nice soft feel to them. I really like that. They come with a premium suede palm that gives you nice, excellent grip. And they're incredibly lightweight. They feel nice and light in your hands. And they've also got nice little ventilation pieces in the glove to help it with breathability. So Mira, in terms of comfort and having these in your hands, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I really love these gloves in terms of comfort. I used to rock I think it was the STX cells before them, which have a little bit more of like a flexible thumb guard. If you want to, Evan, I don't know if you want to show the hefty thumb guard. All the other pros were like, dude, what is on your hand? That thing is freaking massive. But I was like, listen, if I'm gonna be taking this heat, then I want to protect my thumbs. And I think, I just really love, honestly, the flexibility in the thumb. I've given it like a little wiggle and wangle. And I think it's been great. And overall comfort, I'd give it I always use a scale of 7. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 7 because I always have sweaty palms. And so they do a great job at releasing that heat.
Yeah. So you brought up the main selling point of this glove is this thumb. It is definitely the thing that catches your eye when you first look at these. It's probably the biggest thumb on the market. The next one that's probably closest is the Maverick 2.0 torque lock, which Damon has his Max gloves there.
I got a pair of those right there just to compare. But I would say the Nike ones are a little bit bigger in the thumb if you just compare it.
Yeah. So
I think they have that added piece on top, right?
Yeah. So and it's got the cap, as you can kind of see here, which you kind of see in the Gate goalie gloves or the Under Armour ones kind of have this similar sort of cap on it. But it's got a flex joint in it as well, which is this black piece here. In terms of what a lot of people look for is maneuverability in your thumb. And this glove is definitely stiff. I've had these for about 6 months, so they're pretty broken in, and it's still I can move it now and it's a lot more flexible, but you're still having to put work to move that thumb in. In terms of protection, what were your sort of thoughts on with this glove?
In terms of protection?
Yeah,
100%. I mean, I think overall, especially Evan, like you're doing, if you have that open palm grip too, some people, right, have more of a closed grip. Other people have more of an open palm. I definitely play with an open palm. You're getting that sunshine here too, and my palms are already sweating thinking about these gloves. But if I'm going to be getting a shot from over here, I'm still going to get that nice protection on the side piece, right? Even if I have a nice open palm grip, which is what I really enjoyed playing in them this past summer. I'm probably going to rock them again. I wish I was in my room because I actually did a false drill job when I moved into my apartment in New York City. And to cover up the holes, I have 2 of these gloves just hanging randomly on my wall. But I think that they're really awesome for protection. I think also over the body, I took a lot of hits in the actual main hand piece and the rest of the fingers. And didn't have any issues when in other gloves, I've had a little bit of bruising or major stinging. So been able to avoid that.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the first shots I took when I was testing out this glove was right off the thumb. And I didn't really feel it on the front side. Felt it on the back side just because of where I hold my stick on the throat. But it didn't feel great on the back side of my thumb, but the front side of the thumb, I didn't feel anything, which was nice. And definitely what, for me, I look for in a thumb. And then in terms of maneuverability, I was saying to Damon earlier, I come from a box background, so I'm used to not having any mobility in my gloves. So moving into these, it's definitely great for me. But for yourself, do you find like it's even though it's pretty stiff in this thumb area, do you still find the gloves like fairly maneuverable, or is that something that you kind of think this glove sort of lacks?
I'm gonna be honest, I think it took me a while to get used to this glove for sure. Like we were given to it. We have a partnership with Nike on the Athletes Unlimited Pro side of things for the women's game. And we were actually trying out a variety of different products for them and prototypes. And when I got these gloves literally almost a year ago before the season, try them out to vet them for other goalies, I was kind of like, dang, this stuff is like kind of causing me a little bit of issues. But I think once I buttered it up, literally and figuratively, because I think you can put like some conditioner to like actually soften parts of equipment. I'm a full, like I do that with my stick too. But I think that you can have a way easier time with these gloves once you really get a couple reps in them. But if you're going to be taking shots and go like, I don't know, say in an NCAA game immediately or right into a pro game, I'd say, get a couple of goalie indies in individuals, loosen them up a bit. But overall mobility for me, I think I had a great time. Also, one thing, again, I wish I had my gloves on me, but the friction too, like the friction that you can kind of get between that index finger and the thumb sometimes. Like I have a lot of rubbing. Also in the pair of gloves that I wore before, I cut big pieces out of the gloves to get a grip on my stick. I didn't have to cut them with this glove with the vapors.
Yeah, and that's that Aux Suede palm material that they have here is great. Like I really like that too when I was putting these on, is it felt really comfortable in my hands. It felt like I had a good grip on my stick, and it like I'm saying like to cut the palms out of my gloves and don't really know what I need to here.
Totally.
So
yeah. Think like Maryland heat, swamp bottom, swamp pants nonstop, and then sweating too in your gloves. Like I was really impressed not having any issues of slipperiness. So
I think
really
I can smell that funk after you describe that.
Yeah. Some funky's happening in my neck of the woods too, going back to that memory.
So the next piece is sizing with these. So these gloves do fit a little bit bigger and they're roomier. So you may want to consider that when you're looking at the sizing of your purchase with the glove. These are, I think they're larges. Yeah, they're larges. And they fit my hand really well. It feels nice and snug in there. So just maybe have that as a consideration in terms of what size you're buying. If you go on Lacrosse Monkey, they do have a size chart in terms of recommendation, what size to get with these gloves. And then the other piece too is the cuffing system. So it's a Velcro strap cuff system, but it's pretty loose fit. I feel like I have a ton of wrist mobility, like no real restriction there. And if you like to play without the Velcro on, you can always unbuckle it too. There is a spot for a lace. These didn't come with lace. I don't know if yours came with a skate lace or anything like that, but
yeah, I got one lace, but I don't use them with those.
Yeah, I like a mobile cuff too, so I don't really see a need for that. And then durability. So you said you've had your gloves for about a year and a half, 2 years now?
I guess it's almost actually a year. I got a fresh pair too when I like rolled up to AU, but I played with, again, those ones that were like broken in that I knew could do some damage in the net.
Yeah, so I've had these for about 6 months now, and my high school goalie's using them right now. There's a little bit of fraying in some places with strings, but it's been maintained intact like pretty well. I don't know about your set. Like, have you noticed any sort of wear and tear on them with the time you've had them, or?
Yeah, I would just say again, it's that little bit of friction and a little bit of wear between the index and the thumb. But again, at AU we're rocking 3 games a weekend for 5 weeks. So, and if you think about the intensity of those games too, and like how much you're also practicing then every day, that could be equivalent to like, your normal college season, I'd say. But again, like was really impressed overall because I've had the gloves that I had before the STX pair, like once you make those cuts too in the palm, you're kind of sacrificing like how much durability and wear is going to go onto the glove, you know, because you can rip in there and then you get all of that stuff. And so those gloves were so beat up where when I got these Vapors, I was like, oh my God, these feel like the bougiest gloves I've ever had. And I was like super thrilled because I think they're a great pair of gloves that can also last for a long time. Like I actually might clean them up a little bit because they definitely got dirty. The white comes with some, you know, wins and losses, looking fresh. But then once you get down and dirty, which I always do, they're gonna look like they have wear to them. But yeah, I think that overall can be last for a season or maybe even two.
Yeah. So, and then in terms of, I was going to touch on that as well. So in terms of look and style, these come in all whites. They don't really come in any sort of custom color options unless you do like a team order, which you can see with teams like Syracuse is using them right now with their men's team. I don't know if I can't think of any others off the top of my head in the college game, but what are your thoughts on the look of these gloves?
I liked them. I mean, I think they honestly get a bad rap because of the thumb piece. Again, like I think everybody was like, what is going on there? But if it's all about, you know, safety and protecting your thumbs, like I'd recommend these to a goalie that if you've broken your thumb before 1, 2, 3 times, like these are the gloves for you for sure. And then overall, like style, I love the fresh white. I rock like white turfs if I can get my hands on them, or like fresh white socks, roll up my sweats. And so I think these complement that like accessory look really well. So yeah, as long as you can keep them clean, you know, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so the material on the fingers themselves is not like, on some of them it's a leather material, but there's this different style of material on them that does kind of mark up really quickly. Like a lot of these marks that you can see here were kind of in like the first use of the glove themselves, just rubbing against turf. So it does kind of wear down a little bit there in terms of the coloring. But I mean, this is 6 months use and it's still pretty white. And yeah, I'm like yourself, I love the all white setup. So
so fresh. Damon, I'm wondering on those Maverick gloves, do they get that mark on the thumb guard too? Because on the Vapors, there's definitely like markage on the outside thumb.
Mira, I would love to tell you, but I haven't taken shots in these, so
yeah, we gotta get you some reps,
they're as clean as they can be. They're out of the gate. I've just shot a couple of videos in them, so they have like a few marks, but yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you one day.
Yeah, sounds good. Get those reps.
Yeah.
So, and then the last piece we got to look at is price. So these come in at Lacrosse Monkey at $149.99. So it's a premium glove. It's meant for you know, high level athletes. So in comparison, it's kind of comes up to the same price as the Maverick Maxes, which Damon has. The STX Cell gloves, which are the new goalie glove that STX came up with last year, and then the Warrior Nemesis Pro. So you're looking at the equivalent of the other high level goalie gloves on the market. So yeah, I guess the last piece is, Mira, who would you recommend these for to try these out?
Dang. Specific folks, or just more of a general recommendation for those that want to get a little crispiness on their hands?
I think either is fine. Yeah.
General? Yeah. I mean, I'd say, again, kind of going back to that piece, of course, high level play is awesome, but I think even a goalie that like could be, you know, working towards high level play that's again had thumb issues, like I would definitely make that recommendation for those folks. Protect your thumbs, protect your heart, I guess is the new motto for today. And then also I'd say, like, I know our pro women's goalies, the folks that we had in season 1 were like a little apprehensive about them. But I think some folks ended up warming up to them. But again, I think it's really hard a lot of people, unlike myself on the player executive committee, didn't have these gloves in hand like that day one. And so they wanted to play with gloves that they knew that they were like, you know, tried and true that they could show out in. But I'd say if you have enough time to prep yourself and break in these gloves, I think it's also really great for like, you know, a senior who's committed in college that kind of just wants to try out a new glove and get going with it before they go to college and are seeing that increase in shot speed. I think on the men's and the women's side, that is pretty key, because you're going to be getting like way more pieces of shots from maybe, it goes off your shaft and it's hitting those fingers, or maybe, you're just getting more heat on that wrist. So I'd say for somebody that's also looking to really like, that's going to be getting a lot more shot speed increases in their upcoming game.
Awesome. Damien, did you have any questions on these?
I don't have a question. I wanted to let you know I put out my recent post about the women's equipment of all the D1 goalies, and I'll tell you who's using the Vapor Pros. We got Taylor Moreno from North Carolina. We've got Kimber Hauer from Syracuse. We've got Lax Goalie Rat sponsored athletes Sophia LaRose from Duke, and we've got Richmond goalie Delana Galvin. So 4 goalies out of the top 20 are rocking these things.
Yep.
Yeah, Sophia's using the player gloves, so she doesn't have the thumb on them. But yeah, you're right. Kimber's using them. I think Delaney's using them too. So I think both Q's goalies are using those ones, I think.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mira, thank you so much. Evan, want to wrap it up?
Yeah, so these are the Nike Vapor Pro goalie gloves. Again, you can pick them up on Lacrosse Monkey. Thanks to them for helping out with these equipment review videos that we do. They're $149.99. So give them a try, especially if you're looking to get some better thumb protection. These ones definitely achieve that with this nice big thumb piece here. So yeah, give them a try.
And butter them up.
That's right, butter them up. Have a good day, y'all.
Mira, thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thanks, team.
All right, take care.